When Paul invented logging, he had to invent all the tools and figure out all his own methods. There were no precedents. At the start, his outfit consisted of Babe and his big axe. No two logging jobs can be handled exactly the same way, so Paul adapted his operations to local conditions. In the mountains, he used Babe to pull the kinks out of the crooked logging roads. On the Big Onion, he began the system of hauling a section of land at a time to the landings, and in North Dakota, he used the 7 axemen. At that time, marking logs was not thought of. Paul had no need for identification when there were no logs but his own. About the time he started the Atlantic Ocean Drive, others had come into the industry, and although their combined cut was insignificant compared to Paul's, there was danger of confusion, and Paul had most to lose. At first, Paul marked his logs by pinching a piece out of each log. When his cut grew so large that the marking had to be detailed to the crews, the scalp on each log was put on with an axe. For even in those days, not every man could nip out the chunk with his fingers. The grindstone was invented by Paul the winter he logged off North Dakota. Before that, Paul's axemen had to sharpen their axes by rolling rocks downhill and running alongside of them. When they got to Big Dick, as the lumberjacks called Dakota, hills and rocks were so hard to find that Paul rigged up the revolving rock.